history of the school. The record was back in 19 to score points. They certainly need Jamal Williams to be a big part of this Lobo team.
When you take a look at this Lobo team right now, Joe, you see 3 regular freshmen, David Quixote, Michael Monette, and Jeff Hart, and a redshirt freshman, and Mark Walters, and then you see Ruben Douglas.
Not one guy other than Ruben before this season started had ever played a minute of college basketball.
Kevin Henry will jump for Southern Utah against David Quixote of New Mexico, and the tip is won by Southern Utah. Getting into the backcourt will be Jay Collins, the senior out of Farmington, New Mexico. Brings it into the forecourt. Guarded by Jeff Hart. Down on the right wing to David Palmer. Palmer goes right. Now passes out in front. Gets it out to Al Williams, who's in the lineup. Gets it back over to Rand James. Now to Collins, and then back over on the right side to Al Williams. Williams in the paint, puts up the shot, rolls across the top of the rim. Grabbed by David Quixote, fed over to Mark Walters. Walters will bring the ball into the forecourt for New Mexico. Cross-court pass to Jeff Hart. Back to Walters. Walters will go to Ruben Douglas on the left wing. Bounce down baseline to Quixote. Quixote cross-court pass to Jeff Hart. Puts it up for 3 off the front of the rim. Ball tipped up, scramble for it, and it's flipped back in, and Jeff Hart hits the deck, and it's grabbed by Michael Monette. But he's saying he was out of bounds. Well, it's going to be a tag team tonight, folks. Tag team wrestling brought to you by
News Radio.
Yeah.
Lobo Basketball Network.
Jay Collins will bring the ball up court for Southern Utah. Right hands it across the timeline. Drives to the top of the key. Picks up his dribble. Looks. Goes on the right side to David Palmer. Palmer looks inside. Goes inside to Collins. Flipped inside, and up to stuff it through will be Kevin Henry, the 6'3 senior out of Hobbs, and Southern Utah leads 2-0. Ball to Ruben Douglas, and Douglas will bring the ball up court for New Mexico. 1-3-1 zone for Southern Utah. Ball to Ruben Douglas, right side Mark Walters. Walters back out to Ruben Douglas. Douglas drives right, throws the ball away. So Douglas with a turnover, throwing the ball away, and it'll be Southern Utah's ball inbounds. To put it in play, David Palmer gets it into Jay Collins. Collins will work it up for Southern Utah. Comes across the timeline. Picked up by Jeff Hart. New Mexico in a man-to-man. On the right wing to David Palmer. Palmer takes the shot from the free throw line and hits. And it's 4-0 Southern Utah. 2 points for David Palmer. Ruben Douglas brings the ball into the forecourt to Mark Walters on the left wing. He takes the 3. He doesn't go. Scramble for the rebound, and it is grabbed in the backcourt by Kevin Henry. Or check it, that is Al Williams. Williams gets it over to Jay Collins. Back to Williams. Williams cut off on the left side. Looks to pass. Gets it out to David Palmer, top of the key. On the right wing to Rand James. Down in the right corner to Jay Collins. Collins tries to penetrate. Bounces the ball inside. Knocked away. A scramble for it. It's a scrum on the floor. They're going to call it a jump ball. It'll be New Mexico's ball in on the alternate possession. So far tonight, we have seen bodies all over the floor already. And we have played a total of 2 minutes and 4 seconds. 4-0. Southern Utah leads. Mark Walters into Ruben Douglas. Douglas directing traffic in the backcourt. Wants Walters to go over on the left wing. Sets up on the high post on the left side. Ruben Douglas works for the ball on the right wing. Gets it over to Mark Walters. Walters on the left wing. Brings the ball back out near the 10-second line to Ruben Douglas. Douglas top of the key over to Jeff Hart. Down in the right corner to David Quixote. Double team. Quixote throws the ball right into the hands of Rand James. James will slow it down now for Southern Utah. Looks, goes right side David Palmer. Palmer will pull up, takes the jump shot, and rings the rim no good. Down with the rebound, Mark Walters, New Mexico. Walters will get the ball to Ruben Douglas on the right wing. Fired over to Jeff Hart. Tries to drive baseline. Throws the ball. Grabbed by Quixote out to Ruben Douglas. Goes over on the left wing now to Mark Walters. Back out to Ruben Douglas. He'll put it up for 3. Off the rim. And the rebound comes down in the hands of Al Williams. And a foul will be called underneath on Michael Monette. A foul on Monette. That's his first, and the first team foul on New Mexico. Jamal Williams and Ryan Ashcraft check into the ball game for the Lobos. David Quixote and Jeff Hart will sit down. 4-0. Southern Utah leads. 17:05 to play in the first half. Jay Collins to bring the ball up court for Southern Utah. Brings it up to the left wing. Top of the key, David Palmer. Goes down on the right side to Rand James. James gets the ball out to Jay Collins. On the left side, Palmer. Palmer drives, throws the ball across court. It is picked up on the right wing by Al Williams. Down in the right corner, Rand James. Or check it, Jay Collins. Collins will bounce the ball inside. Gets it into Palmer. Palmer moving in on Jamal Williams. Takes the jumper and scores. David Palmer now with 4 points, and Southern Utah leads 6-0. The Lobos have not scored in the first 3 minutes and 30 seconds of the game. Ball to Mark Walters on the left wing, drives down to the baseline, cut off there. Cross-court pass to Reuben Douglas. Douglas on the right wing, bounces it to Jamal Williams, out to Ryan Icecraft, to Mark Walters in the corner, to Reuben Douglas, puts it up, it doesn't come close, and down with a rebound is David Palmer. Gets in the hands of Jake Collins, Southern Utah, feeds it down court, but it's off the hands of Rand James and out of bounds. And substitutions coming in. Robbie Warren, a 6'8 junior out of Springfield, Utah, will check into the ball game, replacing Kevin Henry. Michael Monette puts the ball into the hands of Ryan Icecraft. Icecraft brings the ball into the forecourt. Southern Utah leads 6-0. Icecraft brings it down on the right wing, bounces it inside to Michael Monette. Back out to Icecraft, over to Mark Walters, puts it up for three, off the rim, and the rebound is grabbed by Rand James, a 6'3 freshman. Cross-court pass to Jay Collins. Collins fires down left side, and they put it up, doesn't go, and the rebound comes down to Reuben Douglas. Douglas hustles the ball down court for New Mexico, brings it down on the left wing, has the ball almost stolen away. Collins up with it, gets it to Michael Monette inside Jamal Williams, puts it up, it doesn't go, no foul call, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be New Mexico's ball in. 15:34 left to play in the first half, and there is a timeout. The Lobos have still not scored. 15:34 to play in the first half. Southern Utah 6, New Mexico nothing. This is the Lobos.
With 4 points, New Mexico has 3 assists already in the game. Southern Utah 3 turnovers in the ball game. Southern Utah 1 assist, 2 turnovers.
New Mexico will get the ball in bounds at the north end at the baseline. 6-0 Southern Utah leads. Mark Walters bounces it off of one of the Southern Utah players. There's a scrum in the paint, and it is picked up by Rand James. James will get it over on the left side to Al Williams. Williams trying to move on Ryan Icecraft. Gets the ball inside to Robbie Warren. Back out now to Al Williams. Williams over to Jay Collins. Collins looks right, comes back left to Al Williams. Goes inside to Robbie Warren. Warren moving on Jamal Williams, puts up the shot and scores, shooting over Jamal Williams. He has 2 points, and it's 8-0 in favor of Southern Utah. Ball to Ryan Icecraft. Icecraft bringing the ball up court. New Mexico's gone 5 minutes without scoring at the start of the game. Icecraft to Mark Walters, bounce down Jamal Williams, puts it up, doesn't go, and the rebound comes down to Jay Collins, Southern Utah. Collins drives down, free throw line, goes left side, Rand James. Back out to Collins, off on the right side, Al Williams for 3. Doesn't go, and the rebound comes down to Michael Monette, and a foul will be called on Robbie Warren, the 6'8 junior out of Southern Utah. That's his first, and the first team foul on Southern Utah. Jeff Hart reports into the ball game for New Mexico, replacing Mark Walters, and Chad Bell will come into the ball game for the Lobos. Comes in replacing Jamal Williams in the lineup for New Mexico. Michael Monette, Ryan Icecraft, Jeff Hart, Chad Bell, and Reuben Douglas for the Lobos. Michael Monette inbounds to Ryan Icecraft, and Icecraft will bring the ball across court, goes to Jeff Hart on the right wing to Reuben Douglas, goes into Chad Bell on the high post, and loses the ball. Bell threw it off the hands of Reuben Douglas. Up with it, Jay Collins. Collins feeds down court to Robbie Warren. Warren has the shot rejected by Chad Bell. Reuben Douglas comes down with a loose ball. Douglas will drive across the paint, gets it over to Jeff Hart, puts it up, and Hart was standing out of bounds when he caught the pass. Another turnover for New Mexico. You need to know where you are on the floor.
Yeah, that's always amazes me. Those lines don't move, and that's the 5th turnover at least for New Mexico here tonight.
8-0. Southern Utah leads New Mexico. Ball bounced into Jay Collins. Collins will bring the ball into the forecourt for the Thunderbirds of Southern Utah. Goes over on the right wing into the ball game now. Jordan Mulford. Ball stolen away. Up with it, Michael Monette to Reuben Douglas. Douglas into the forecourt quickly, top of the key. Cross-court pass to Jeff Hart. Back to Douglas at the top of the key. Douglas gets it over to Jeff Hart on the left wing. Hart will drive across the top of the key to Ryan Icecraft. Icecraft tries to penetrate, gets it to Reuben Douglas. Douglas drives in, pulls up, shoots the ball over the basket. Rebound Chad Bell. Bell will look, passes way out in front to Ryan Icecraft. Goes to Michael Monette, back out to Icecraft. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Icecraft goes to Reuben Douglas. Head fakes, tries to put up the shot, and he is fouled. The foul's on number 22, Al Williams, a 6'4 junior out of Bakersfield, California, his first personal. Second team foul on Southern Utah, and New Mexico now has gone 6 minutes and 22 seconds without scoring at the start of the game. Southern Utah leads 8-0. Reuben Douglas at the free throw line to shoot 2 and gives the Lobos a point, and the crowd roars. Rand James comes back into the ball game, replacing Jay Collins in the lineup for Southern Utah. So Collins, the senior, goes out. Rand James, the freshman, comes in. Reuben Douglas at the free throw line to shoot his second free throw. Has it on the way, and it's off the front of the rim. Tipped around, and the ball grabbed by Rand James. James brings the ball up court. James at the top of the key. Now moves to his right. Gets it down right side. Jordan Mulford. Mulford guarded by Jeff Hart. Mulford picks up his dribble. Looks to pass. Can't find anybody. Now gets it out to Al Williams at center circle. Al Williams with a left-hand dribble at the top of the key. On the right wing to Jordan Mulford. Down right side to Rand James. James will look inside. Bounces it inside to Donnie Jackson, and the ball goes out of bounds. It'll be New Mexico's ball in. Great hustle by Chad Bell that time. Deflected the ball. Bounced it off of Rand James and out of bounds. Ryan Icecraft inbounds to Reuben Douglas. Back to Ryan Icecraft. 8-1. Southern Utah leads. 13 minutes left to play in the first half. Ryan Icecraft to Chad Bell. Bell looks left. Comes back right to Icecraft. Over to Jeff Hart. Hart whips it out to Icecraft. Icecraft gets it over to Reuben Douglas. Douglas head fakes. Looks. Puts up the shot. Scores. Reuben Douglas gets a 5-foot leaner. He has 3 points, and the Lobos have 3. Southern Utah 8. New Mexico 3. Rand James brings the ball into the forecourt for Southern Utah. Moves to his right, guarded by Ryan Icecraft. Over to Jordan Mulford. Mulford will go down on the right side. Gets it down to Donnie Jackson. Jackson dribbles with the ball. Bounces it out in front now to Al Williams. Williams on the right wing. Now he brings the ball back out in front. New Mexico in a man-to-man. Trying to move is Al Williams. Goes inside for a stuff to Robbie Warren. Warren with 4 points coming off the bench, and it's 10-3 in favor of Southern Utah. Ryan Icecraft brings the ball into the forecourt to Jeff Hart on the left wing to Icecraft. Icecraft dribbles, gets it over to Hart. Ball knocked away, but up with it is Hart. Gets it back over to Ryan Icecraft, top of the key to Jeff Hart. Hart will bounce to Ryan Icecraft, goes inside Michael Monette. Monette puts it up and in off the glass. Michael Monette's first 2 points, and it's 10-5, Southern Utah. Bringing the ball up court is Rand James. James, a 6'3 freshman out of Cedar City, Utah. Works with it at the top of the key. Goes down right side, Jordan Mulford. Ball stolen away by Jeff Hart. Hart will drive down court, and he is fouled, and that should be an intentional foul. And it is. Boy, he was really fouled. The foul is on Jordan Mulford. So standing right up in front of us is David Palmer. Obviously, they don't substitute much. So going to the free throw line will be Jeff Hart. That's the first personal foul on Jordan Mulford and the third team foul. Jeff Hart at the free throw line has not scored tonight. Free throw on the way. It's no good. Off the back of the iron. Jeff Hart coming into this ball game had been perfect from the free throw line. He'd been 5 of 5. Shooting this one, that's short. The first one was too long. The second one was too short, and there is a timeout. So there's timeout on the court with 11:39 left to play in the first half. Southern Utah 10, New Mexico 5. We'll be back with more. Lobos have 5. Lobos have 5 altogether. 11:39 left to play in the first half. 10-5. Southern Utah leads. It'll be New Mexico's ball inbounds. Jeff Hart, Mark Walters, Michael Monette, Ryan Icecraft, Reuben Douglas for the Lobos. No height in there for the Lobos. Into Mark Walters. Walters will get it out to Michael Monette, top of the key. Monette moves right, gets it over to Jeff Hart. Hart to Reuben Douglas, to Ryan Icecraft, down to Mark Walters, out to Reuben Douglas. Douglas has the ball deflected, and it goes out of bounds. It will be New Mexico's ball in. Southern Utah's James Ball almost had that ball. Ryan Icecraft into Mark Walters, lobs it out to Jeff Hart, top of the key to Ryan Icecraft on the left wing. Icecraft holds on to the ball, looks, goes down left side, Jeff Hart, back to Icecraft, out to Reuben Douglas, gets it back to Icecraft, to Jeff Hart. Hart with a baseline jumper off the rim, rebound off David Palmer. Palmer fires it way down court, gets it down to Al Williams. Out now to James Ball, back to Collins, to James Ball, back to Collins. Collins puts it up for 3, and it's good. Nothing but net for the man from Farmington, New Mexico. 3 points for Jay Collins, and it's 13-5, Southern Utah. Ball to Ryan Icecraft, 10:47 left to play in the first half. To Reuben Douglas, to Ryan Icecraft. Icecraft gets it over to Michael Monette, to Reuben Douglas. Douglas will put it up for 3, good. Douglas from the left side hits the 3, has 6 points. 13-8, Southern Utah. Jay Collins on the right wing to James Ball. Back out to David Palmer on the left wing now to Donnie Jackson. Gets it out to Al Williams, or check it. That is James Ball. Ball at the top of the key, guarded by Reuben Douglas. Brings it down left side to Donnie Jackson. Jackson goes in, puts it up. It's an air ball, and Jeff Hart comes down with a rebound. Hart will bring it into the forecourt for New Mexico to Reuben Douglas. Douglas drives in, hangs in the air, puts it up. It doesn't go. Ball is tipped out. Up with it, Jay Collins. Collins leading the fast break. Looks, flips the ball back out to Ball. Ball will put it up from three-point range and hit. 3 points for James Ball. And it is now 16-8 in favor of Southern Utah. And New Mexico wants a 30-second timeout. And Joe, the Lobos can't. It's been like this now for quite some time. Lobos can't hit a shot.
Well, in the last home game against New Mexico State, the Lobos only had 8 points with 8 minutes to go in the first half. Well, now they've got 8 points with 9:54 to go in the first half, which isn't much better. But in the lane, not been in the paint on any other possession in the ball game.
Brian Ashcraft, Reuben Douglas, Michael Mulnett, David Quixote back in the ball game, and Mark Walters. It's Jay Collins along with James Ball, David Palmer, Kevin Henry back in for Southern Utah, and Donnie Jackson. Ball on the right wing. Mark Walters left hands it out to Reuben Douglas out near the center circle. Douglas gets it to Ryan Ashcraft right wing. Bounce down to David Quixote. Quixote triple team. Gets it out to Reuben Douglas. Over to Mark Walters. Walters takes the jumper. Shoots it over the bucket. Grabbed by Michael Mulnett. Mulnett in close. Puts up the shot. Charging foul called on Michael Mulnett. That's Mulnett's second foul and the second team foul on New Mexico. It'll be Southern Utah's ball in. It will be David Palmer to put the ball in play to Jay Collins, and Collins will walk the ball up court for Southern Utah. Gets it across the center stripe. Dribbles to the top of the key. Got it by Ryan Ashcraft. Bounced on the high post. Gets the ball out to Kevin Henry. Over on the right wing. Now Collins bounces it inside to Kevin Henry. Kevin Henry will take the fadeaway jumper. It goes. Kevin Henry gets the bucket. He has 4 points, and it's 18-8. A 10-point lead for Southern Utah. 9 minutes left to play in the first half. Ball to Ryan Ashcraft, to Mark Walters, back to Ashcraft, over to Reuben Douglas. Douglas gets it back to Ryan Ashcraft, tries to throw it inside, and it's deflected out of bounds by Southern Utah. Jamal Williams will check into the ball game now for New Mexico, replacing Michael Mulnett in the lineup for the Lobos. 8:55 left to play in the first half. 18-8, Southern Utah leads. Ball into David Quixote. Gets it over to Ryan Ashcraft. Ashcraft bounces down to Mark Walters. Back out to Ashcraft to Reuben Douglas. Douglas knocks a guy down, but nothing called. Mark Walters gets inside, lays it up, scores. Mark Walters gets the ball on a floater to fall. 2 points for Walters. Ball fed way down court and putting up and goaltending. Is it goaltending or a foul? The foul is on David Quixote. David Quixote picks up the foul, and there's a two-shot foul coming up for Southern Utah. First personal foul on David Quixote, 13th foul on New Mexico this half. 8:36 left to play in the first half. Southern Utah leads New Mexico 18-10. At the free throw line is Kevin Henry, has 4 points in the game. First time at the free throw line tonight for Kevin Henry. Shoots and scores. Kevin Henry coming into this ball game is an 85% free throw shooter, 11 out of 13. Donnie Jackson out of the ball game now for Southern Utah, and Al Williams in to replace him. Kevin Henry at the free throw line, getting ready to put up his second free throw. Has it on the way, and it's good. Coming into the ball game will be Robbie Warren, number 40, the 6'8 junior, and going out will be Kevin Henry, the 6'3 senior. David Quixote, 4 passes into Ryan Ashcraft, 20-10. Southern Utah's double the score on New Mexico to Reuben Douglas to Ryan Ashcraft. Gets it over to Jamal Williams on the left wing and throws the ball into the second row of seats. Another turnover. That one wasn't even close. 20-10. Southern Utah leads. 8:20 to play in the first half. Jay Collins on the right wing to James Ball. Ball gets it out in front to Al Williams. Williams trying to drive on Ashcraft. Gets the ball over to James Ball. Back to Jay Collins. Collins dribbles down left side. Lobs it inside to Robbie Warren. Guarded by David Quixote. Robbie Warren passes the ball out to David Palmer. Palmer for 3. Hits it. David Palmer shooting over Jamal Williams. 7 points for David Palmer. 23-10. Southern Utah leads New Mexico. Ryan Ashcraft will bring the ball into the forecourt to Reuben Douglas on the right wing. Floor pass to Ryan Ashcraft. Gets it back over to Reuben Douglas. Douglas back to Ashcraft. Cross-court pass to Mark Walters. Walters drives in, puts it inside to Jamal Williams, who scores. Good assist by Mark Walters. Jay Collins hustles the ball down court, picks it up, gets it to Palmer. Down on the right wing to James Ball. Ball out to Jay Collins. On the left wing to Al Williams. Williams looks inside, has the ball knocked out of his hands by Ruben Douglas. It'll be Southern Utah's ball in. Jeff Hart will check into the ball game for New Mexico, and Rand James will come back in for Southern Utah. So there's a timeout. Timeout on the floor. 7:27 to play in the first half. Southern Utah.
America. That's 6,000 phone books and over 186 million numbers. So how do you deal with it?
The Southern Utah with 5 assists and 6 turnovers, but 11 points Southern Utah has gotten off of the 8 turnovers for New Mexico.
David Palmer into Jay Collins. Southern Utah on the attack. 7:24 to play in the first half. Ball bounced down on the left side to Al Williams. Williams tries to drive, feeds the ball over to David Palmer, puts it up for 3, rings the rim no good. Ruben Douglas with a rebound. Douglas will bring the ball into the forecourt for New Mexico. Bounce pass to Ryan Icecraft to Jeff Hart. Baseline jumper off the rim. Ball tipped up, and it'll be grabbed by Robbie Warren, but stolen back. And now stolen again, and dribbling it out of bounds will be Al Williams of Southern Utah. It'll be New Mexico's ball in. 7 minutes left to play in the first half. The Lobos have 12 points in 13 minutes here in the first half. 23-12, Southern Utah leads. Mark Walters to put the ball in play for New Mexico. Just to the left of the Southern Utah bench. Passes into Ryan Icecraft. Back over to Mark Walters. Back to Icecraft. Icecraft will look. Gets it over to Jeff Hart on the left wing. Back to Icecraft. Icecraft goes inside. Bounces it in to Mark Walters, who scores inside. Walters with 4 points. 23-14, Southern Utah. Collins with the ball to David Palmer. Over on the right wing now to Rand James. James gets it out to Jay Collins. Back over to Al Williams. Comes left side, David Palmer. Lobbed inside, Jamal Williams with the steal. Williams brings the ball down court. Passes over to Mark Walters. Walters pulls up, takes the shot, good off the glass. Mark Walters with 6 points. 23-16 the score. Southern Utah leads by 7. The Lobos on a little run with 6:25 left to play in the first half, Joe.
Yeah, a couple of big baskets there. Run here for the Lobos.
New Mexico was down by 13 a moment ago. They're down by 7. For New Mexico, Jeff Hart, Ryan Icecraft, Mark Walters, Jamal Williams, Ruben Douglas. For Southern Utah, it is Robbie Warren along with Al Williams, Rand James, Jay Collins, and David Palmer. And Palmer inbounds the ball to Jay Collins. Collins comes across the center court, dribbles top of the key, guarded by Jeff Hart. Collins picks up his dribble, looks to pass, gets it over to David Palmer. Palmer on the right wing, guarded by Mark Walters. Palmer picks up his dribble, cross-court pass on the right side. Ball deflected away, scramble for it. Collins tries to feed it inside. Intercepted by Jamal Williams, knocked away, and up with it is Palmer. Palmer will get it back over to Jay Collins on the left wing. Cross-court pass to Rand James. James will pass it back out in front to Jay Collins. Collins, a senior from Farmington, New Mexico, playing for Southern Utah, has the ball deflected away. Up with it, Ruben Douglas. Douglas drives down court, tries to get up the shot, and he is fouled. Fouled by number 22, Al Williams. That's his second personal, 4th team foul on Southern Utah. Michael Monette getting ready to come back in the ball game for New Mexico. Ruben Douglas at the free throw line, 1 of 2 tonight, with 6 points in the ball game. Douglas has been the Lobos' best free throw shooter among those who have shot a lot of free throws, 87%, but 1 of 2 tonight. He was 52 of 60 coming into this ball game, now 53 of 62. Up there to shoot 2 with 5:47 to play in the first half. Lobos trail by 7. Ruben Douglas free throws good, and it's 23-17. Lobos have cut Southern Utah's lead to 6. Mark Walters will come out of the ball game. Michael Nett goes in, and into the ball game will be Donnie Jackson, the 6'7 senior out of Port Arthur, Texas, for Southern Utah. So Ruben Douglas at the free throw line to shoot his second free throw with 5:47 left to play in the first half. On the way, and it'll come out. Scramble for the rebound, pulled down by David Palmer, gets it over to Jay Collins. Collins into the forecourt, cut off by Jeff Hart, goes over to Rand James, back out to Collins, comes to the left side to Donnie Jackson. Jackson out to Rand James, goes right side, David Palmer. Palmer has the ball knocked away by Jamal Williams. Palmer up with it. He'll put it up from long range. It's an air ball, and Ruben Douglas fires the ball in off the hands of Michael Monette to Ryan Icecraft. And Icecraft into the forecourt to Jeff Hart, back out to Icecraft, goes to Ruben Douglas on the right wing. Ruben Douglas looking inside, puts it on the floor, gets it over to Jeff Hart, back to Ryan Icecraft, bounce to Ruben Douglas. Douglas goes right side, head fakes, puts up the jumper. It doesn't go. Ball is tipped up, and it'll be controlled by Southern Utah. Jay Collins will hustle the ball into the forecourt on the right wing to Rand James. Inside, goes into Robbie Warren, who puts it up and in. Lobos not getting back on defense. Robbie Warren with 6 points. And it is 25-17, an 8-point lead for Southern Utah. 4:50 to play in the first half. Ryan Icecraft to Jeff Hart on the right wing. Back to Ryan Icecraft. Icecraft dribbles back to Jeff Hart. Hart on the right wing, down on the right corner to Icecraft. Double teamed and has the ball deflected. Up with it is Rand James. James drives down court, drives through the paint, looks to pass now, bounces the ball inside, gets it in to Robbie Warren. Warren moving on Jamal Williams, puts up the shot, he scores, and he's fouled by Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams picks up personal foul number 1, the 4th team foul on New Mexico. Mark Walters and Chad Bell report into the ball game for the Lobos. Jamal Williams and Michael Monette come out.
I'll tell you, Mike, every time the ball goes into the corner with New Mexico, Southern Utah is going to double team you, and you got to be aware of that. The diagonal pass is wide open, but if you stand around and wait for it to happen, it's too late, and you're going to get the ball stolen.
Robbie Warren puts up the free throw, and it will go. He gets the 3-point play. He now has 9 points in the game. Coming into the ball game now for Southern Utah, Kevin Henry comes in replacing Robbie Warren, who didn't start, but Warren already with 9 points, and he comes into this game averaging 6.3. Ryan Icecraft to bring the ball up court, an 11-point lead now for Southern Utah after the Lobos had cut it to 6. Icecraft at the top of the key on the right wing to Jeff Hart, back to Icecraft, drives inside, goes to Jeff Hart. Mark Walters head fakes, tries to drive in, almost lose the ball, passes it out to Icecraft, over to Ruben Douglas. Douglas head fakes, puts up the jumper. It doesn't go, and a scramble for the rebound, and it is Ruben Douglas and Chad Bell falling on the floor with the ball, and out of bounds. It'll be Southern Utah's ball in. Boy, even when you're really hustling, Joe, it looks like things aren't going well for you.
Yeah. Two Lobos dive on the floor, and they knock each other out of bounds.
Jay Collins brings the ball into the forecourt for Southern Utah, goes on the right wing, gets it over on the right side to Aaron Miles, who's into the ball game for the first time, a 6'8 senior out of Cedar City. Working with the ball, Jay Collins loses the ball out of bounds, and it's going to be Southern Utah's ball in, and there is a timeout. So there's timeout on the court. 3:46 left to play in the first half. Southern Utah 28, New Mexico 17.
With 5 assists, 12 turnovers, Southern Utah 5 assists, 11 turnovers.
Jay Collins to put the ball in play, will feed it out. Gets it out to Robbie Jackson. Jackson will get it out in front to Aaron Miles. Back over to Rand James. James, a freshman, passes on the right wing to Donnie Jackson. To Aaron Miles, out to Rand James, to Jay Collins. Collins guarded by Chad Bell. Jay Collins will pick it up, puts it up for 3, and sinks it at the buzzer for the 35-second clock. 31-17, a 14-point lead now for Southern Utah. Chad Bell to Ruben Douglas. Douglas double team, tries to penetrate, goes left side, puts it up, doesn't go. Foul call. Foul called underneath. The foul on number 21, that's Kevin Henry, his first, and the 15th foul on Southern Utah. Ruben Douglas, who's 2 of 4 from the free throw line tonight. Very uncharacteristic for Douglas to be 2 of 4. He has 7 points in the game. Ruben Douglas free throws good. 31-18. Douglas at the free throw line to shoot a second free throw. Has it on the way, and it's good. 31-19. T-Birds lead by 12. To put the ball in play will be Aaron Miles. Miles, a 6'8 senior from Cedar City, Utah. To Jay Collins, a senior out of Farmington, New Mexico, playing for Southern Utah. Jay Collins will bounce it to the top of the key to Aaron Miles. Over on the right wing to Rand James. James will hold, gets it back to Aaron Miles. Miles comes to Jay Collins on the left wing. Man-to-man defense for New Mexico. Jay Collins on the left wing. Picks up his dribble. Passes out in front to Kevin Henry. Henry gets it over to the right side to Rand James. Back to Jay Collins. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Jay Collins will drive right. And a foul on Chad Bell. With only a couple of ticks on the shot clock, Chad Bell picks up the foul.
Yeah, unfortunately, New Mexico playing good half-court defense there for most of the shot clock, and then a ticky-tack, so to speak, on Chad Bell. New 35 seconds.
Chad Bell with his first personal and the 15th foul. Ball to Aaron Miles. Miles gets it to Rand James. James out near the center circle. Goes on the right wing to Donnie Jackson. Jackson guarded by Jeff Hart. Goes down right side, and Ruben Douglas knocks the ball off the hands of Rand James, and out of bounds. It'll be the Lobos ball in. With 2:28 left to play in the first half, Mark Walters 4 passes into Ryan Icecraft. Icecraft will walk the ball across the timeline, bounces to Chad Bell on the high post. Bell will look, gets it out to Icecraft in the right corner. Jeff Hart for 3. Good. Jeff Hart hits the 3 from the right corner. His first 3 points of the night. 31-22. Southern Utah leads. Jay Collins with the ball out near the center circle. 2:09 left to play in the first half. Ball down to Rand James. James will get the ball out to Aaron Miles. Miles on the high post on the left side to Jay Collins. Collins tries to penetrate. Kicks the ball out to Aaron Miles, who puts it up and in. Aaron Miles from 15. He has 2 points in the game, and it's 33-22. An 11-point lead for Southern Utah with 1:48 to play in the first half. Ball to Chad Bell, back to Ruben Douglas. Douglas loses the ball, but diving out of bounds with it is Southern Utah. It'll be New Mexico's ball in. 1:43 left to play in the first half. Mark Walters to be the trigger man for New Mexico, far sideline near the baseline. Walters looking, passes it in to Jeff Hart. Hart puts the ball on the floor, gets it out to Ruben Douglas. Back to Jeff Hart. Hart will put it up for 3. Doesn't go. Scramble for the rebound. And down with it for Southern Utah is Kevin Henry. Gets it over to Jay Collins. Collins top of the key, goes left. And a foul is going to be called on Jeff Hart. So Jeff Hart picks up personal foul number 1, and that is the 6th team foul on New Mexico. Jay Collins to go to the free throw line for Southern Utah. Jay Collins at the free throw line for the first time tonight. He has 6 points in the ball game. So Jay Collins will step up there. Collins on the year is an 86% free throw shooter. Has his free throw on the way, and it's good. And David Quixote checks into the ball game, replacing Chad Bell in the lineup.
Southern Utah now 4 of 4 from the free throw line here in the game.
David Palmer checks into the ball game, replacing Donnie Jackson. Jackson, a 6'7 senior. Palmer's a 6'7 junior. Palmer comes into the ball game as a second leading scorer for Southern Utah. Al Williams is at 11.6. The free throw by Collins is good. 35-22, a 13-point lead for Southern Utah with 1:25 left to play in the first half. Ball bounced to Mark Walters on the high post. Walters gets it out to Ryan Icecraft to Ruben Douglas. Douglas tries to penetrate, gets it over to Jeff Hart. Hart will get it out to Ruben Douglas. Douglas guarded by the freshman James. Douglas gets it in the corner to Mark Walters, takes the shot, it doesn't go. Quixote with a rebound, puts it up and it won't go. Tips it up, it won't go. Down with the rebound, David Palmer, stolen away by Ruben Douglas, and he scores. Ruben Douglas stole it away from Aaron Miles and scored. He has 11 points. 35-24. Southern Utah leads with 51 seconds left to play in the first half. Jay Collins gets it on the right side to David Palmer. Down to the baseline. On the right side, Rand James. Inside Collins. Puts it up. It doesn't go. And down with the rebound is Ryan Icecraft. Up court quickly to Ruben Douglas. Douglas drives left. Goes all the way in. And a foul out on the floor. A foul on Southern Utah's Aaron Miles. And on Miles, that's number 1. And that is the 7th or the 16th foul on Southern Utah. So the Lobos will get the ball inbounds with 36.2 seconds left to play in the first half. 35-24. Southern Utah leads. Ball inbounded to Ruben Douglas. Douglas will bring it out on the left wing with a dribble out to Ryan Icecraft. 30 seconds on the shot clock. 31 seconds left in the first half. Ryan Icecraft standing at center circle, holding the ball on his hip as the clock ticks down with 22 seconds left to play in the first half. 35-24. The crowd's getting impatient. Ryan Icecraft dribbles with the ball out near the center circle to Ruben Douglas. Back to Ryan Icecraft with 12 seconds on the shot clock. To David Quixote to Ruben Douglas. Douglas baseline jumper doesn't go. Down with a rebound, Rand James gets it over to Collins. Collins hustles it down court. Collins goes in, puts it up, misses at the buzzer, and that is the end of the first half. At the end of the first half, it is Southern Utah 35, New Mexico 24. This is the Lobo basket. Stays in. Ryan Icecraft, Ruben Douglas, Mark Walters, Michael Monette, Jeff Hart. The Lobos have 3 freshmen out on the floor. And it is Southern Utah's ball. Jay Collins with the ball. Collins moves down on the left wing, picks up his dribble, bounce passes inside, gets it into David Palmer. Palmer backing into Michael Monette, takes the shot, it won't go. And a foul is going to be called on David Palmer going over the back. So Palmer goes over the back of Michael Monette, his first personal foul, first team foul on Southern Utah this half. 35-24, the T-Birds lead the New Mexico Lobos as we start the second half. Ryan Icecraft to bring the ball up court for the Lobos. Brings it on the left wing to Jeff Hart, out to Ashcraft. Bounce pass to Reuben Douglas on the right wing. Back out to Ashcraft. Ashcraft tries to penetrate, leaves it for Reuben Douglas. Douglas will get it back to Ashcraft. To Reuben Douglas on the right wing. Puts it up from long range. Rings the rim, no good. Jay Collins with a long rebound already into the forecourt for Southern Utah. Looks, goes on the right side to Kevin Henry. And Henry goes all the way in and scores. No inner defense for New Mexico. 8 points for Kevin Henry. 37-24. Southern Utah leads. Brian Ashcraft with the ball on the right wing. Tries to bounce it in, and it's kicked by Jay Collins of Southern Utah. It'll be New Mexico's ball in bounds. 35 seconds on the shot clock. Brian Ashcraft to bounce past the ball into Mark Walters. Walters bounces it right back to Ashcraft. Ashcraft working with it out near the center circle. Moves to his left for the right-hand dribble. Goes to Reuben Douglas on the right wing. Back to Ashcraft. Jeff Hart on the left wing. Hart tries to penetrate. Goes inside. Lays it up. And a blocking foul is going to be called on Southern Utah. And the foul will be on Kevin Henry. Kevin Henry picks up personal foul number 2. And that's the second team foul on Southern Utah this half with 18:53 left to play in the game. Going to the free throw line will be Jeff Hart. Hart with 0 of 2 from the free throw line. 3 points in the game. Uncharacteristic of Jeff Hart to miss the free throws. He was 5 of 5 coming into this game. So
I think they thought Kevin Henry might have lost the contact, but apparently he's found it, and Hart's ready to shoot the free throws.
Okay. Jeff Hart at the free throw line. The freshman has it on the way, and it's no good. That's 0 of 3 from the free throw line tonight for Jeff Hart. So after going 5 for 5 in his first games, he's now 0 of 3 tonight. 37-24, Southern Utah. The next free throw on the way, and it's short. He is now 0 of 4 from the free throw line. Jay Collins with the ball on the backcourt for Southern Utah. Dribbles across at center court. Right-hand dribble. Bounce pass on the left wing. Gets it over to Kevin Henry. Out in front, David Palmer to Jay Collins on the right wing. Inside Kevin Henry. And Henry. Charging foul called on Kevin Henry. So Kevin Henry picks up personal foul number 3, and that's the third team foul on Southern Utah. Getting ready to come in the ball game for Southern Utah, Robbie Warren, the 6'8 junior from Springville, Utah. Kevin Henry's a 6'3 senior from Hobbs, New Mexico. Mark Walters inbounds to Ryan Ashcraft. Ashcraft comes on the left wing to Reuben Douglas. Back out to Ryan Ashcraft. Ashcraft back to Reuben Douglas left wing to Mark Walters at the baseline. Double teamed out to Ashcraft. Over to Reuben Douglas. Douglas drives inside, hangs in the air, puts it up, scores. Gets a 5-footer to fall. Reuben Douglas with 13 points. 37-26, Southern Utah. Ball to David Palmer on the right wing to Rand James. Out in front now to Al Williams. Williams at the top of the key. Dribbles away from Michael Monette. Still works with the ball on the right wing. Tries to penetrate. Now will cross over and go underneath. Bounces the ball and gets it outside to David Palmer. Puts it up for 3. High off the back of the iron. Ball tipped away and a scramble for it. Knocked out of bounds by Southern Utah's Al Williams. It'll be New Mexico's ball in. Williams is a 6'4 junior out of Bakersfield, California. Brian Ashcraft into Jeff Hart. Back to Ashcraft, who brings the ball up court for New Mexico. Bounce pass to Jeff Hart on the left wing. Hart will move to his right. Gets it over to Ashcraft. Back to Jeff Hart. Bounce down in the corner to Mark Walters. He's double teamed. Cross-court pass to Ashcraft. To Reuben Douglas. Douglas drives in. Pulls up. Takes the jumper. It won't go. Ball tipped up. Scramble for it underneath. And coming down with it, David Palmer. Flips it out to Jay Collins. Collins into the forecourt for Southern Utah. Looks and wants to go inside and does. Gets it into Robbie Warren. Warren moving on Ryan Ashcraft. Puts it up and in off the glass. So Robbie Warren puts the ball in up off the glass after he knocked Ryan Ashcraft down. Greg Burks, the referee, decided not to make the call. 11 points for Warren. For the ball, Ryan Ashcraft on the right wing for New Mexico. Bounce down the corner to Jeff Hart. Back out to Ashcraft. Cross-court pass to Mark Walters. Walters drives baseline, puts up the jumper. It won't go. Tipped up by Michael Monette. And the ball goes out of bounds and knocked out by Michael Monette.
Certainly a follow there that Monette should have been able to make. He tapped it. Probably could have caught it and laid it in easier, but he tried to tip and wasn't able to get it to fall.
Jamal Williams checks into the ball game for New Mexico. Bringing the ball up court is Jay Collins. Collins comes across the center court, top of the key. Dribbles down on the right wing. Now tries to drive down. Goes down on the right corner. Picks it up. Gets it out to Palmer. On the left wing to Rand James. James looking inside. Passes it out to David Palmer. Palmer over on the right wing to Robbie Jackson. Pulls up. Takes the jumper. Doesn't go. And the rebound to Jamal Williams. Williams hustles it down court to Reuben Douglas. Douglas drives baseline. Puts up the shot. It doesn't go, and he's fouled. And the foul will be on number 30. That is Rand James, and that's his first. And the 14th foul on Southern Utah here in the second half. And Reuben Douglas will go to the free throw line. He has 13 points in tonight's contest. But not good free throw shooting. Free throw on the way. It's good. Reuben Douglas now 5 of 7 from the free throw line with 14 points in the game. 39-27 Southern Utah. And Reuben Douglas hits his second free throw. He now has 15 points, and he is 6 of 8 from the free throw line. Jay Collins with the ball top of the key with a right-hand dribble. Chest-high dribble, picks up the dribble, lobs underneath, and throws the ball out of bounds. He thought David Palmer was going up for the alley-oop, didn't he, Joe?
Yeah, it wasn't quite as far as Jamal threw it out of bounds, but it was in the second row.
Ryan Ashcraft, cross-court pass to Reuben Douglas on the right wing, back out to Ashcraft. Ryan Ashcraft will bounce it to Reuben Douglas, gets it over to Jeff Hart. Hart will put it up for 3. It's off the rim and out of bounds, and it will be Southern Utah's ball in. Hart's shot is not on tonight.
Yeah, I got him 1 of 6 from behind the three-point line, and he's 0 of 4 from the free throw line. Not a good shooting night so far for Hart.
Jay Collins at the top of the key on the right wing to Rand James. James will look, bounces the ball inside to Collins. Collins guarded by Jeff Hart. Collins gets inside, puts up the shot, and it goes. Nice soft touch by Jay Collins, the senior out of Farmington, New Mexico. He now has 10 points in the game. 41-28, Southern Utah leads. Reuben Douglas with the ball on the left wing. Gets it over to Ryan Ashcraft. Ashcraft will back away for New Mexico. Out near the 10-second line goes to Jeff Hart. Hart to Ryan Ashcraft, over to Reuben Douglas. Gets it on the left wing to Jamal Williams. Williams down to Reuben Douglas in the corner. Douglas back out to Jamal Williams. Williams goes inside, gets it inside to Michael Monette, tries to put it up, and he's fouled. The foul is on number 32, Donnie Jackson, the 6'7 senior out of Port Arthur, Texas. That's his first, and the 15th foul on Southern Utah. And Michael Monette will go to the free throw line for New Mexico. Monette 2 points in the ball game. From the free throw line, he's only a 33% free throw shooter, 1 of 3 on the season. 15-13 left to play in the game, and Monette at the free throw line ready. Free throw on the way, good. 41-29 the score. Southern Utah leads. Jeff Hart will sit down. Mark Walters comes in to replace him. So Michael Monette at the free throw line to shoot his second free throw. 15-13 left to play in this one, and Southern Utah leads 41-29. Monette ready. Free throw on the way, good. 41-30, 11-point lead for Southern Utah, and there is a timeout. So there's timeout on the court with 15-13 left to play. Southern Utah 41, New Mexico 30. We'll be back with
New Mexico leading the rebounding category 22-18. Southern Utah still hasn't gotten an offensive rebound.
David Palmer inbounds the ball to Jay Collins, Southern Utah. Collins into the forecourt with a right-hand dribble at center court. Dribbles across the top of the key, comes down on the right wing. Guarded by Ryan Ashcraft. Looks inside, bounces the ball inside, and Donnie Jackson couldn't hang on to it. Reuben Douglas knocked it away. So it'll be Southern Utah's ball inbounds. Jay Collins to put it in play for Southern Utah. Slaps the ball, setting up the out-of-bounds play. Looks, and now passes way out. Gets it out to Rand James. James will put the ball on the floor. The freshman goes on the right wing to Donnie Jackson. Jackson guarded by Reuben Douglas, out to Jay Collins, over to David Palmer. Back to Jay Collins. Lobbed in to Jackson. Jackson moves right, head fakes, puts up the shot, good off the glass. 2 points now for Donnie Jackson in the ball game, averaging 6.3. 43-30, 13-point lead for Southern Utah. Ryan Ashcraft for the ball out near the center circle. Goes to Mark Walters on the right wing. Back to Ashcraft to Jamal Williams. To Ashcraft, top of the key. Back over to Jamal Williams. Goes to Ashcraft. Ashcraft trying to penetrate. Goes to Mark Walters. Goes baseline. Throws it out to Ashcraft to Reuben Douglas. Douglas tries to go left. Goes to Jamal Williams. Takes the jumper. Rings the rim. No good. Jay Collins comes down with a rebound. Collins with the ball in the backcourt for Southern Utah. Right hands across on the far sideline. Keeps checking his nose to see if he's bleeding. And the ball to Rand James on the right wing. James guarded by Reuben Douglas. Goes down right side. Now comes the ball back out in front to Mark Walters, to Jay Collins, top of the key. Over to Donnie Jackson on the right wing. Jackson gets it out to Mark Walters. Goes inside to Jay Collins. Knocked away. Up with it, Donnie Jackson. Puts it up for three. Doesn't go. Down with the rebound, Jamal Williams. And the foul's going to be called on Robbie Warren. So Robbie Warren picks up the personal foul. That's his second, and that's a 16th foul in Southern Utah. Coming into the ball game will be Jordan Mulford. Checks in, replacing Rand James. Jordan Mulford is a 5'8 junior from West Valley City, Utah. Brian Ashcraft to bring the ball up court for New Mexico. Ashcraft brings it on the left wing. Now drives across the top of the key. Gets the screen. Goes down the right wing. Goes to Reuben Douglas. Long range three by Reuben Douglas. Reuben Douglas with 18 points. 43-33. Southern Utah leads by 10. Ball to David Palmer. Palmer on the right wing to Jordan Mulford. Mulford goes down right side. And a foul is going to be called on Donnie Jackson. Donnie Jackson picks up the personal foul. That's his second, the 17th foul on Southern Utah. With 13:20 left to play in the game, 43-33, Southern Utah leads. Brian Ashcraft will bring the ball down on the near sideline across the timeline. Dribbles out near the center circle now, looking to his right. Gets it to Reuben Douglas on the right wing. Back to Ashcraft. Ashcraft will bounce on the high post to Michael Monette. Over to Reuben Douglas. Douglas drives baseline. Gets it out to Ryan Ashcraft. Ashcraft puts it up for three off the rim. Rebound, Mark Walters puts it up. It won't go. And down with a rebound, David Palmer, and a foul is going to be called on Michael Monette. So Michael Monette picks up personal foul number 3, and that's the first team foul in New Mexico this half. Coming into the ball game for Southern Utah is Kevin Henry. Comes in replacing Robbie Warren. Warren at 6'8", Kevin Henry at 6'3". But Henry jumps like he's 6'8" or 6'9". Jay Collins brings the ball into the forecourt at center court. 12:45 to play. Collins will bounce it on the high post to Kevin Henry. Henry gets it out to David Palmer, to Jay Collins on the right wing. Wants to go inside to Kevin Henry and does. Backs inside. Puts up the jumper. Misses. Down with a rebound underneath. And stuffing it through is Donnie Jackson. Donnie Jackson with a stuff. He has 4 points. Dominating inside. 45-33. Southern Utah leads with 12:23 to play. Ball to Reuben Douglas on the left wing. Douglas out in front to Mark Walters. Walters gets it back to Reuben Douglas. Douglas drives left at the baseline. Double team. Gets it out to Mark Walters. Cross court to Ryan Ashcraft. Underneath, Michael Monette, and the foul called on the floor. And the foul's on number 21, Kevin Henry. That's his 4th. And that is the 8th team foul on Southern Utah.
Yeah, New Mexico, I think, is going to have an opportunity to shoot a lot of free throws. Southern Utah already with 8 team fouls. New Mexico is only 8 of 14, though, from the free throw line. And it seems like every time New Mexico goes inside against the zone, they have success. They either get a bucket or a foul. So I think the Lobos need to continue to do so.
Michael Monette, 2 of 2 from the free throw line with 4 points in the game. Up there to shoot. Free throw on the way. Good. Nothing but net. 45-34. Southern Utah leads by 11. 12:09 left to play in the game. Michael Monette at the free throw line for New Mexico. Monette bouncing the ball, now ready. Has his free throw on the way, and it's high off the back of the iron, and the rebound comes down in the hands of Donnie Jackson. Gets it over to Rand James, and James will be the point man with Jay Collins on the floor. Rand James will work with the ball on the left wing. Still dribbles with it. Picks up his dribble now. Can't find anybody, and now bounces the ball out to Jordan Mulford. Mulford moves to his right, backs away, gets it over to David Palmer on the left wing. Palmer guarded by Mark Walters. And Palmer will look, gets it out to Jordan Mulford. Mulford drives inside, has the ball batted away by Reuben Douglas. Douglas hustled it all down court for New Mexico. Douglas will move down left side, double team, brings the ball back out, gets it to Ryan Ashcraft, down in the right corner to Mark Walters, brings her in no good, and the foul's going to be called on Jamal Williams. So Jamal Williams picks up his second personal foul. That's the second team foul in New Mexico, and there is a timeout. So there's timeout on the court. 11:27 left to play in the game. Southern Utah 45, New Mexico 34. This is
17 turnovers, but only getting 15 points off of those 17 turnovers.
Jeff Hart, Michael Monette, Mark Walters, Jamal Williams, Reuben Douglas for New Mexico. Jay Collins back into the ball game for Southern Utah. Collins with the ball on the right wing, waves Jordan Mulford away. Dribbles down on the right wing, guarded by Jeff Hart. Still dribbles with the ball. Dribbles down right wing, now goes down right of the lane. Looking inside, picks up his dribble. Looks to pass and gets it inside. Over to Robbie Warren. Warren will try to drive on Jamal Williams, and a foul is going to be called on Jamal Williams. So Jamal Williams picks up his third personal foul. That's the third team foul on New Mexico. Coming into the ball game is Al Williams, a 6'4 junior out of Bakersfield, California, replacing the 6'7 David Palmer. It'll be Southern Utah's ball inbounds. Jay Collins to put it in play for the T-Birds. Collins looking. Still looking. Now passes the ball in. Gets it over to Al Williams. Williams down on the corner to Collins. Back to Williams. Williams guarded by Mark Walters. Williams trying to drive. Cut off. Gets it over to Jay Collins. Collins will bring the ball out near the center circle. 22 seconds on the shot clock. And a foul is going to be called on Mark Walters. That's his first personal foul, and that is the fourth team foul in New Mexico. I'm sure the Mountain West Conference officials have looked up and seen that 8 fouls on Southern Utah and only 2 on New Mexico a moment ago. But I got to even those up, you know.
Yeah. Actually, at one time it was 7-0. Now it's 8-4.
Mark Walters out of the ball game. Ryan Icecraft back in for New Mexico. Jay Collins with the ball for Southern Utah. Collins with the ball at the top of the key. Right-hand dribble. Guarded by Jeff Hart. Looks to pass, gets it over, and off the knee of Jordan Mulford as Ruben Douglas deflects the ball, hits Mulford in the knee, and it goes out of bounds.
I'll tell you, Ruben's doing a good job of getting in the passing lanes. He's got 6 steals here in the game tonight, plus a couple of nice plays like that. Good job by Ruben defensively.
James Ball into the ball game, and Jordan Mulford goes out. Jeff Hart with the ball on the left wing. Dribbles across the top of the key, gets it to Ruben Douglas. Douglas to Ryan Icecraft on the right wing, down in the right corner to Michael Monette, to Ruben Douglas. Douglas gets it, throws the ball right into the hands of Donnie Jackson, and Jackson will get it down right side. Gets it out to Jay Collins. A high arching 3 doesn't go. Down with the rebound, Donnie Jackson. Jackson gets it back out to Jay Collins, Southern Utah. Collins will go down in the left corner to Al Williams, puts it up for 3, and hits the 3 from the corner. Al Williams hits the 3, has 3 points in the game. And it's 48-34, favor of Southern Utah. 10 minutes left to play. For the ball, Ryan Icecraft to Ruben Douglas. Douglas on the right wing for New Mexico. Back to Ryan Icecraft. Back over to Ruben Douglas. Puts it up for 3. Good. Ruben Douglas counters with a 3. Ruben Douglas with 21 points. 48-37 the score. Ball quickly down court to Robbie Warren. And a foul is going to be called on Ruben Douglas. That's a first personal foul on Ruben Douglas and the 15th foul in New Mexico. 9:43 left to play in this contest. 48-37 Southern Utah. Jay Collins to pass the ball in. Gets it in to Al Williams. Williams back to Jay Collins. Rolled inside. The ball goes out of bounds off the hands of Jamal Williams as he knocks it away. It'll be Jay Collins to inbounds again. North end zone for Southern Utah at the baseline. Looks and passes it in to Al Williams. Williams drives inside, lays it up, and scores.
Boy.
Al Williams gets the bucket.
That was ridiculously too easy for them, Mike. Nobody stopped the dribble penetration for New Mexico.
50-37. Ruben Douglas puts it up for 3, and it doesn't go, and scramble for the rebound, and it's grabbed by James Ball. Ball will get it over to Jay Collins. Collins on the left wing. Gets it back out to James Ball. Down right side to Donnie Jackson. Over to Al Williams. Williams on the right wing, guarded by Jeff Hart. Now Williams trying to drive, cut off. Still dribbles with the ball on the right wing. Bounced out to Jay Collins, top of the key. Back over to Al Williams. Williams looks inside, gets it on the right side to James Ball. Ball will put up the jump shot. It doesn't go. Down with the rebound, Jamal Williams. Gets in the hands of Ryan Icecraft. Icecraft pounds down to the top of the key. Drives right, goes inside to Michael Monette. Tries to put it up, and he's fouled underneath. And the foul will be on Robbie Warren, and that's 3 on Warren, and that is the 19th foul on Southern Utah with 8:44 to play in this contest. And the T-Birds of Southern Utah leading by 13, 50-37. Michael Monette at the free throw line. He's 3 of 4 from the free throw line, 5 points in the game. Well, that comes in averaging 2.4 points a game. Michael Monette's free throw on the way, good. Mark Walters checks in for New Mexico, replacing Jamal Williams. And Aaron Miles comes into the ball game, replacing Robbie Warren for Southern Utah. Miles, a 6'8 senior out of Cedar City, Utah, averaging 3.1 points a game. 50-38. T-Birds lead by 12. Michael Monette at the free throw line for New Mexico. Bouncing the ball at the free throw line with 8:44 to play. Free throw on the way. It rings out. Rebound underneath. Mark Walters puts it up. It won't go. Ball tipped up. Grabbed by Reuben Douglas. Douglas puts it up. Goaltending called against Southern Utah.
Well, credit Mark Walters. Great offensive rebound there, Mike. Got the Lobos an opportunity to get a basket.
Reuben Douglas with 23 points. Ball into Jay Collins. Collins brings the ball into the forecourt for Southern Utah. Collins works with it on the right wing. Over to James Ball. Ball down right side, Donnie Jackson. Jackson guarded by Reuben Douglas. Still hangs on to the ball. Now tries to drive. Will pass it inside. It's intercepted by Reuben Douglas, and Douglas hustles it down court for New Mexico. Into the corner to Ryan Icecraft. Back out to Reuben Douglas. Douglas to Icecraft. Puts it up for three. It's an air ball. Mark Walters tries to put it up and can't get the ball to go. And down with a rebound is James Ball. Gets it over to Jay Collins. Collins will bring the ball into the forecourt. Collins works with it on the left wing with 7:57 to play. Over to James Ball. Back over to Aaron Miles. Down left side to Al Williams. Williams to James Ball. Ball works with it on the right wing. Guarded by Reuben Douglas. Ball will get the ball out in front to Al Williams. Williams out near the center circle trying to move on Ryan Icecraft. Drives left. Goes inside. Puts it up and in. Hangs in the air, Al Williams does, and scores. He has 7 points in the game. 52-40. A 12-point lead for Southern Utah with 7:30 to play. Mark Walters to Reuben Douglas. Douglas will dribble to the top of the key. Reverses to Ryan Icecraft. Icecraft looks left, goes back right. Douglas trying to get the screen. Will work with it on the left wing for New Mexico. Still goes down in the right corner. Jeff Hart puts it up for three. It's short. Scramble for the rebound. Down with it, Jay Collins. Collins puts the ball on the floor. Gets it to the top of the key. Dribbles to the right wing. Guarded by Jeff Hart. Gets it out to Donnie Jackson. Scoop back to Jay Collins. Collins directing traffic on the right wing for Southern Utah. Puts the ball on the floor. Trying to drive on Jeff Hart. Will go inside. Now feeds the ball out to Al Williams. Williams out near the center circle. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Al Williams driving on Ryan Icecraft. Goes right. Throws the ball away. It'll be New Mexico's ball in. And there is a timeout. So there's timeout on the court. 6:43 left to play. It is Southern Utah 52, New Mexico 40. We'll be back with more Lobo
for the ball game. Meanwhile, Southern Utah is shooting 55% from the field here in the game. Rebounding, New Mexico with 28, Southern Utah with 27. Turnovers, Southern Utah's got 20 turnovers with 6+ minutes to go in the game still.
Jeff Hart bounces the ball into Ryan Icecraft. 6:40 to play in the game. Icecraft brings it into the forecourt. Bounce pass to Jeff Hart on the left wing. Out to Ryan Icecraft. Icecraft moves to his right. Gets it down to Reuben Douglas. Douglas will dribble and brings it out towards the top of the key. Reuben Douglas over to Jeff Hart. Hart will drive across the top of the key. Goes to Ryan Icecraft. Icecraft feeds it to Reuben Douglas. Douglas will put it up for three. Good. Reuben Douglas from the left wing. He has 26 points in the game. 52-43. Southern Utah's lead is 9. That's the closest the Lobos have been in a while. Jeff Collins to David Palmer. Down on the right wing to Rand James. Rand James will look. Gets the ball over to Al Williams. Williams on the right wing. Puts the ball on the floor. Dribbles against Reuben Douglas. Now will drive inside. Feeds it over. And a foul is going to be called on Michael Monette as he went up and rode Robbie Warren to the floor. On Monette, that's his 4th personal foul. It will be Southern Utah's ball in bounds. Mark Walters will come into the ball game. That is a 16th foul on New Mexico, the 4th foul on Michael Monette. And Mark Walters into the game, and Monette comes out. 5:56 to play. 52-43. Southern Utah's ball in bounds. Jay Collins to inbounds it. Collins looking. Now we'll feed it in to Robbie Warren. And Warren is going to be fouled by Jamal Williams. So Warren getting the Lobos up in the air, Joe.
Yeah, well, Jamal went for the fake there, and that's the 4th personal foul on Jamal. A couple of them were cheap ones, too, though, tonight.
And that is, as you mentioned, that's his 4th personal foul, the 17th foul on New Mexico. And Robbie Warren, the 6'8 junior, will go to the free throw line. He's 1 of 1 from the free throw line. He does have 11 points in this ball game. And Robbie Warren is a 46% free throw shooter on the year. Coming into this game, he was 5 of 11 from the free throw line. So Robbie Warren at the free throw line, ready at 5:54 to play. Free throw on the way, and it doesn't go. Down with the rebound, David Quixote. Gets the ball over to Mark Walters, New Mexico. Walters into the forecourt. Gets the ball to Ryan Ishcraft on the left wing. Jeff Hart back over to Ishcraft. Ishcraft to Jeff Hart. Hart will get it back out in front to Ruben Douglas. Douglas drives right, feeds it over to Mark Walters. Back to Ruben Douglas. Douglas on the right wing, guarded by Collins, puts up the jumper. It doesn't go. The ball tipped up and in by David Quixote. Quixote tips the ball in, his first 2 points. 52-45. The Lobos have cut the lead to 7. And now Southern Utah wants a 30-second timeout, or a long timeout. So it is a full timeout on the floor with 5:25 left to play in the game. It is Southern Utah.
It's been a real problem for the Lobos. Only 5 of 24 from behind the three-point line. New Mexico is going to be shooting 2 free throws for on every foul shot attempt, and the Lobos right now are 10 of 18 from the free throw line.
14,311 here tonight. 5:24 to play. Jay Collins with the ball, Southern Utah. Collins out near the center circle, looks, goes to his right to Rand James. James will get it back to Collins. Collins over on the left wing. Gets it to David Palmer. Back to Collins to Rand James. James on the right wing, out to Palmer. Palmer will look, gets the ball out in front to Al Williams. Williams picks up his dribble, looks to pass, gets it over to Rand James. 4 seconds on the shot clock. James puts it up, and it goes. Rand James with a leaner with less than 4 ticks on the clock. His first 2 points of the night. 54-45. Southern Utah leads. Ball to Jeff Hart on the right wing. Over to Ruben Douglas. Douglas on the left wing. Will get it in the corner to Ryan Ishcraft. Ishcraft puts up the jumper. Doesn't go. The ball tipped up, and coming down with it is Rand James. Gets it over to Jay Collins. Collins will bring the ball into the forecourt for Southern Utah. Collins out near the center circle, shouting out the play for Southern Utah. Bounces it on the high post to David Palmer, guarded by Mark Walters. Palmer will move to his right, bounces it down inside. Al Williams. Williams at the baseline, throws the ball inside. Robbie Warren puts it up and in. Warren shooting over David Quixote. Robbie Warren now with 13 points, and it's 56-45. The T-Birds with 4 unanswered points have upped the margin to 11. Ruben Douglas to Ryan Ishcraft. Back to Ruben Douglas to Ryan Ishcraft. Ishcraft goes to the left, goes back to Mark Walters on the right. Ruben Douglas drives in, hangs in the air, and scores from 15 feet. Ruben Douglas with 29 points, and the Lobos call a 30-second timeout. So with 3:53 left to play in the contest, it is Southern Utah 56, New Mexico 48. Douglas now has 6 steals tonight. That is a career high for Ruben Douglas. 6 steals in this ball game. David Palmer to put the ball in play. Gets it into Jay Collins. Collins will work the ball up court slowly for Southern Utah. Mark Walters to pick up Collins as he comes across the timeline. Collins will drive down, bounces the ball to Al Williams. Williams out near the center circle with a left-hand dribble. Looks, gets it over to David Walters, or to check it to David Palmer. On the right side to Rand James. James trying to drive on Ishcraft. Goes down, picks it up, gets it out to Collins. Collins goes inside, leans, puts it up, scores, and a foul is going to be called on Michael Monette, and that'll be all for Monette. He will have fouled out of the ball game. 3:28 left to play. Michael Monette will foul out of the ball game with 3:28 to play. Jeff Hart checks into the ball game for New Mexico. 58-48, 10-point lead for Southern Utah, and going to the free throw line will be Jay Collins. Collins is 2 of 2 from the free throw line with 12 points tonight. He comes in averaging 10.3 points a game. Collins' free throw on the way. It's good. Hit all the iron, but it fell through, and there is a timeout. So there's timeout on the court with 3:28 left to play. It is Southern Utah 59, New Mexico 48. We'll be back with more.
Rebounds, New Mexico with 30. Southern Utah with 28. Leading rebounder for New Mexico is Ruben Douglas with 6. Ruben's also got 29 points.
For New Mexico, it is Mark Walters, Ruben Douglas, Ryan Ishcraft, Jeff Hart, and David Quixote. Ball into Ruben Douglas, and Douglas brings the ball up court for New Mexico. Jay Collins gives ground on him. Ball over to Ryan Ishcraft on the left wing. Ishcraft puts the ball on the floor, dribbles across the top of the key, goes to Jeff Hart. Hart will look right, go back left to Ishcraft. Ishcraft penetrates, tries to bounce it inside, grabbed by Walters, and a foul called underneath. Oh, the ball was kicked. No foul. Ball was kicked, so they put 35 seconds on the shot clock with 3:12 left to play in the game. 59-48. Southern Utah leads. Mark Walters into David Quixote. Bounce to Reuben Douglas. Douglas at the top of the key. Gets it over to Ryan Icecraft. Back to Reuben Douglas. Douglas drives inside. Tries to feed it over, and he's fouled. And the foul's on David Palmer. That's number 2 on Palmer. That's the 10th team foul on Southern Utah. So every time the Lobos are fouled now, they go to the free throw line to shoot 2 with 3:04 left to go in the game and down by 11. Southern Utah leading. Reuben Douglas hits the front end of the 2-shot foul. Now Jamal Williams checks into the ball game, replacing Jeff Hart in the lineup. 59-49. Southern Utah leads it by 10. Southern Utah led New Mexico by 11 at the half. 35-24. Reuben Douglas' next free throw goes. It rolled around but fell through, and it's 59-50. Southern Utah leads. 3 minutes to play. Jay Collins with the ball. Collins works it on the right side. Looks, passes Allen Top to Kevin Henry. Over on the left side to Al Williams. Williams looks, cross-court pass to Rand Jones. James dribbles, looks, and can't find anybody. Now goes down right side to Kevin Henry. Henry back out to James. Over to Jay Collins. Collins pulls up, takes the jumper off the front of the rim. Reuben Douglas with a rebound. Douglas will drive down court for New Mexico. Goes right side. Jamal Williams lays it up and misses the layup. Jamal Williams missed the layup. And the ball is rebounded by Jay Collins. Collins with the ball. Cross-court pass to Rand James. James will go to the free throw line. Gets the ball over to Kevin Henry. Now to Jay Collins. Back over to Rand James. 17 seconds on the shot clock. 2:13 to play. James will bounce the ball out to Kevin Henry. Over to Jay Collins. Collins on the left wing. Tries to penetrate. Goes inside. Cut off. Ball over to Rand James. Down right side to Palmer. Palmer takes the jumper and scores. Palmer hits a 15-footer, and that makes it 61-50, an 11-point lead for Southern Utah. Reuben Douglas from way out, rings the rim, no good. Ball tipped up, and it goes over the backboard, and they're asking for help underneath. It'll be New Mexico's ball in. 31 points is a season high for Reuben Douglas tonight with 1:49 to play, and I'm sure Reuben will be happy with his 31 points, but not happy with the Lobos losing by 11. Ball into Jamal Williams. Led out to Ryan Icecraft. Goes to David Quixote. To Reuben Douglas. Douglas drives in. Pulls up. Takes the jumper. Misses. And he's fouled by David Palmer. And Reuben Douglas is going to shoot 3 free throws. That's a 3rd personal foul on David Palmer. So Douglas will be up there to shoot 3 free throws with 1:43 to play in the game. And Southern Utah leading at 61-50. Reuben Douglas at the free throw line. Joe, you have to tell me if it goes in.
It went in.
All right, because all the Lobos are standing right in front of me. And Reuben Douglas is at the free throw line to shoot his 2nd free throw. He drills this one through. 61-52, and Douglas will get another one. Reuben says, isn't that 3? 33 points for Reuben Douglas. So Douglas at the free throw line. Season high for Reuben Douglas, and he gets this free throw. He now has 34. His career high is 35. Jay Collins with the ball over to David Palmer, and the ball is deflected away by Reuben Douglas and out of bounds. 1:39 to play, and Southern Utah leads it by 8. With the ball is David Palmer right in front of the Lobo bench. Gets it into Jay Collins. Collins in the backcourt. Will feed it down court. Gets it to Williams. Williams fouled by Ryan Icecraft. So Ryan Icecraft picks up the personal foul. That's his first, and that is the 8th. Well, they have 9 team fouls up there on New Mexico. So going to the free throw line will be Al Williams, a 6'4" junior out of Bakersfield, California, averaging 11.6 points a game. He has 7 points in this one, and the first time at the free throw line tonight for Al Williams. Al Williams, a 56% free throw shooter on the year. Free throw on the way, and it's good. You ever notice anything, Joe? Even when they're shooting 4 free throws against New Mexico, they shoot well.
Yeah, they've got to be close to 90%, Mike, in the ball game. I think Southern Utah is actually shooting about 90% tonight.
So Al Williams at the free throw line to shoot his 2nd free throw. 1:32 to play. Free throw on the way, and it's good. 55% free throw shooter coming in. Hits 2 free throws in a row. 63-53. 10-point lead. for Southern Utah. Mark Walters head fakes, puts it up and in off the glass. And the Lobos are calling a 30-second timeout. Mark Walters with 8 points in the game. So it is 63-55, an 8-point lead for the T-Birds of Southern Utah over New Mexico with 1:22 to play, Joe, and it's a 30-second timeout.
Yeah, I guess the game, New Mexico needs a big turnover and a big shot here to try and close this gap here with 1:22 to go.
David Palmer to put the ball in play. Palmer to put the ball in play for Southern Utah, gets it into Jay Collins. Collins with the ball in the backcourt, fires it way down court, gets it to Al Williams. Williams on the right wing, out to Jay Collins. Collins will go back to Al Williams. Williams on the right side. Ryan Icecraft reaching in. Jay Collins now with the ball. Guarded by Mark Walters. Collins still dribbles with it out near the 10-second line. Gets it over to Rand James. Back to Jay Collins, and a foul on Mark Walters. Mark Walters picks up a second personal foul. That is the 10th team foul in New Mexico now. And going to the free throw line will be Jay Collins. And I'm guessing, Joe, if you got a guy you don't want at the free throw line, it's Jay Collins. He's an 86% free throw shooter.
Yeah, I could tell by the body language of Coach McKay that he wasn't happy that Jay Collins was fouled.
And Collins hits the free throw. He's 4 of 4 from the free throw line now. And he has 14 points in the game. He comes in averaging 10.3. David Quixote out of the ball game, and Jeff Hart in to replace him. 59.7 seconds left to play, and Southern Utah leads it by 9, 64-55. Jay Collins' next free throw is good. So he hits both free throws, and Southern Utah leads it by 10 with 58 seconds left to play. Ryan Icecraft for the ball. Drives and leaves it for Ruben Douglas. Douglas going to be double teamed. Douglas will put it up from long range, and it doesn't go. And down with a rebound is Kevin Henry out to Jay Collins, and a foul on Ruben Douglas. So Ruben Douglas picks up the personal foul. That's number 2 on Douglas. And now Southern Utah is over the limit. So they will go to the free throw line and shoot 2 every time there's a foul.
Not too many New Mexicans happy right now, but I promise you, Jay Collins, Farmington native, is pretty happy. He's having a nice, solid game as a senior year here at Southern Utah.
I guess, and he makes the free throw. That makes him 6 of 6 from the free throw line with 16 points in the game. 45.5 seconds left to play. Collins' next free throw on the way, and it'll go. And it's 67-55, a 12-point lead for Southern Utah with 45 seconds to play in the game. Ryan Icecraft to Jeff Hart. Hart puts it up from long range, high off the back of the iron. Down with a rebound, Jay Collins. Collins hustles the ball down court, goes left side, and with a stuff is Al Williams. Williams with a stuff. And it's 69-55, Southern Utah with 33 seconds left to play in the game. And Williams now with 11 points. Ruben Douglas puts it up and in from about 10 feet. Ruben Douglas now with 36 points. That is a career high for Ruben Douglas. But the Lobos will go down to their 5th loss of the year as the ball in the backcourt. Palmer gets it over to Rand James. James hangs on to it, puts it on the floor. Bounce passes to Jay Collins. Collins will dribble with the ball with 10 seconds left to play in the game. Collins down in the right corner to Kevin Henry. Fired out in front to Rand James. Just holds on to the ball, and the clock ticks down, and that is the end of the ball game. The end of the ball game with the final score, Southern Utah 69, New Mexico 57. This is the Lobo Basketball Network.